Welcome to the award-winning wildlife sanctuary. I'm going to be sharing some videos from my backyard of a small variety of bird and wildlife species as I've identified here. Hopefully you can hear some of them chirping in the background even as we film this. I've identified at least 40 species of birds and about a dozen species of reptiles and mammals that have wandered through my yard. I live in a community of about 60 or 70,000 people, so it's hardly a rural area, but there are a lot of mature trees and not too far away a couple of parks and a waterway with water running through it most of the year, and that has really led to a wide variety of wildlife here. In addition, I have several kinds of bird feeders. There's a suet feeder on one of the trees there. I have feeders with dried mealworms for the bluebirds, sunflower seeds, more suet and hummingbird feeders and other types of feeders here, and that just attracts all kinds of stuff. And that's not even including the occasional stray dog or cat that wanders through. So I hope you enjoy some of the wildlife that I enjoy regularly. Sharing some videos of some of my backyard wildlife sanctuary. And I'm going to start with these eastern bluebirds. For the last several weeks I've been fighting invasive European house sparrows who have been trying to take over my nesting boxes, cleaning out their nest and trying to discourage them. And just today I've noticed this pair of bluebirds going in and out of the house starting their nest. So I'm glad to have them. They're the ones that this nesting box was put up for, and they're really fun birds to have, so hopefully we'll get a chance to see some more of them as this progresses. Looks like Mr. Bluebird is standing guard while his missus is working on preparing the home for their soon coming family. Black-capped chickadees hanging out in the lilac bush. This opossum visits me regularly at night. It likes to eat the peanuts that the blue jays have left behind that you see on the ground there. And it also visits this water bowl that I leave out and routinely is cleaning up the mealworms and seeds that have been left underneath the bird feeders, because the birds spill an awful lot of that. rails that I throw out on the ground for them. They'll search around for just the right one and then take it with them, or sometimes they'll eat it on the spot. Downy woodpecker picking away at the suet feeder, and a house finch just above. Both of them are very common here. Frequent visitors to the yard. Another house finch, sorry about the camera there. Sitting there eating some sunflower seeds off the deck rail. Downy woodpecker on the suet feeder in the front yard outside the den window. They're very common here and they do love their suet. I've also seen a hairy woodpecker a couple times, which look virtually identical, and about the only way to tell them apart is if they're side by side, because the hairy is slightly larger. Actually a common flicker. Another one just hopped out of view as I was panning over to it. They're another woodpecker that's very common around here. They used to be known as red-shafted and yellow-shafted flickers, and we have the yellow-shafted variety. But at some point somebody decided they're all one species, so now they're just a common flicker. They've got, looks like football players' eye black under their eye and then a black bib on their upper chest. Speckled body, and when they fly you can see the flash of yellow from their feathers. They like to hang out on the locust tree and eat the peanut butter you can see there that I smear on it, and they also love the suet. That's a common grackle. They become frequent here in the early summer. They're considered a protected species because they're a migratory bird, so they're covered by the migratory bird treaty, but they also tend to be bullies that clean out bird feeders and run off other birds. House finches on the sunflower seed feeder. They're pretty common here during the summer and often nest in potted plants in the yard. A little harder to see. It's shot through a telephoto and it's backlit, but it's a red-shouldered hawk, which is about a foot tall or so, sitting on top of a power pole in the back corner of the yard. They're not real common, but they do show up from time to time. One of several hawk varieties that sometimes make a visit to my backyard wildlife sanctuary.